everybody, it's Connie. It is 2 o'clock and I am live. And I'm just getting my camera set up so that I can see everyone. Wow, that's a big screen. You can even see my iPad on there. I think I can zoom in just a little more. Maybe not that much. There we go. Okay, so today I am excited because I'm straightening here. Everything is crooked. It's driving me crazy. All right. So today I am working with this workshop. Actually, it's not even a workshop. It is the Storybook Moments collection. And I normally get out the paper pack and show it to you, but I'm not kidding. I put it all together I cut up all the paper and started putting the layouts together, and I don't even have any paper left to show you. It's crazy. So what happened was, I don't love this set. This is not my favorite set, right? I don't know why. It just didn't appeal to me a lot. I did buy all of the flannel up here, and I have been using a ton of it while I'm using this collection. I also added a little bit of my own cardstock. My friend Stephanie, as you all may know her on this channel. Hi, Christy. Hi, Sharon. She said, I want this for my granddaughter, and I want to see what you can do with it. So she bought the paper, the stickers, and this cute little stamp set, and she bought the dots, and she's like, go to town. I don't care what you do with it. Oh, and she bought the cardstock pack to coordinate it in case I didn't have the colors. I already knew that I loved this gardening set, so I bought it and the dies. So I just want to show you, today I have 2 layouts that we're going to go through. And then Friday, I have another layout to go through. 1, 2, 3. I think I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I lost track. 4. And I think I have enough scrap to do one more. But anyway, I want to show you what I did with it. So this is the Storybook Garden Patch. I didn't use tons of it, but I did use a few things in the layouts. There's some strawberries there. So I just played around with that a little bit. And then I used my scan and cut to cut out the images, and I was a little worried that the images wouldn't work. So I drew a pencil line around them and then cut them on the pencil line. So you can kind of see the pencil around the edge of this little hedgehog. And all I have to do is take my eraser and erase that. And otherwise it actually cut them all out pretty well, even without the pencil line. But I didn't want to take the chance. It was just easier to draw the pencil. So anyway, so there are a few of my critters using her stamps that she sent. What I did not realize was, when I opened up the paper pack, it came with a whole huge page of dies, of punch outs. And I started punching them out, and then I realized it's 2 big pages of dies. And there were so many that I decided to go ahead and just use them instead of stamping my own stuff. And that came with this designer series paper. So I wanted to show you the empty cut aparts so that you could see, oh my gosh, how many punch outs you get. Some of them are weird, just my opinion. Some of them are a little weird, but I still used a lot. So the first paper that I used is this strawberry paper. To me, the strawberry paper is like the obvious scrapbook layout, right? Is the strawberry set. And so I was going to go ahead and attach it together so you could see what I did. And then I realized it's so weird. You may not be able to figure out how I cut it. You get 2 sheets, but I only wanted to use one because the back of the paper has all these cute little critters on the back, and I kind of wanted to use those on another page. And then because we're doing some like baby style or little girl style layouts, I kind of wanted to add some pink. I haven't done those kind of layouts for a while, and I really think that it would be really nice to add some pink. When I started going through the pink, I realized the best pink that I had to match this was mulberry, which is a close to my heart color. There's the dark and the light. And it matched up with one of the cut apart. Oh, I got a whole full sheet of pocket card cut aparts, and look how well it coordinates with that. It's just a perfect match. And you know, I went through my cardstock ring trying to figure out what color that was of pink, and I'll tell you what, none of the I don't know. I really think mulberry was the best match for it. I'm not really sure. I think it's a softer moody mauve. That's what I think it is. So I don't know. But anyway, so I decided to go ahead and go with mulberry. And then I have this sheet. Now this is a weird way to cut paper, and that is why I decided to, this is why I decided I better not put this together yet, because you guys will be like, what did she just do? So I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper and I put it in my trimmer, and I cut 2 inches in, and I cut it to the 10-inch mark, and then I turned it, and I did the same thing to this side, 2 inches in, and I went to the 10-inch mark, and then I connected those points right there to there. That way I had this whole center piece loose where I could do whatever I wish, right? I love that idea, and I just threw some stuff on the ground. Not very good. Not a big enough table is what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this to my white cardstock, and that'll be my first thing. I can start getting pieces out of the way, because it's really annoying to have this piece is so crazy floppy. So give me just a second here to line this up. I don't usually cut paper in a way that would make it like really crazy floppy, but this one, I didn't want to use up all the paper, you know. All right, a little crooked, but not crazy. I have a little trimming to do at the top, just a smidgen. Just a tiny smidgen. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that because it's gonna bother me. Okay. All right. So this will be my right hand page. And then what I want to do is on the left hand page, I took some of the paper out of here and I just trimmed out some 2-inch strips, 2 by 6. Nope. 2 by 5. Strips, and I'm gonna put them here like this. Okay, I thought I made, no, they're 6. I was gonna say they almost have to be 6 inches. What am I thinking? All right, you can see how cute the little bunnies are on the back, and you can see why I kind of wanted to keep them. There is no, it doesn't appear to me that there's an upside and a downside to this paper, but when you cut it into pieces, sometimes there's a way to turn it where it just looks better. So kind of flip it around and, all right. So this way you have your layout that kind of has like this continual thing on the edge. Now, I really want to do something with that mauve piece, that pink piece. And so I'm going to set this aside just for a second. Up in the corner, well, let me just show you. It'll go on this page right here. And you can pick whether you like the light or the dark the best. I liked the light. And then up here in the corner, I want to put some strawberries and some decoration kind of thing. But before I do that, let me put let me just go ahead and attach it. I'm going to stamp on it, which may make you a little nervous to put this on first, but I'm going to go ahead and go for it. There is that. This little white right here is driving me crazy too. I'm going to trim it just a smidge. I'm such a perfectionist. I don't like anything like that, you know. Okay, so then what I did is I took the sticker sheet. Yeah, you know what, Sharon? I don't normally cut paper this way, but I was trying to preserve that strawberry sheet, thinking I could use the other side for something else. I took the sticker sheet and I took anything that has to do with strawberries off of it, okay? And the title, because like I said, this is like the obvious scrapbook page to make, You Are So Sweet. And then I did use a few of those little images from the stamp sets that I just think are super cute. I thought we could decorate with those. I'm going to set those aside just for a second. Now this is an old border set from Close to My Heart. Many of you have it. I remember selling the heck out of it because there's actually two different borders here. This one is just a little heart border, and this one is a little daisy flower border. And I just thought these would look really sweet with this paper. And so I cut this little red border out, one for each side, like one for over here and one for over here. And the reason I did that is because the strawberries have a little bit of red. This title has a little bit of, like, I think it's Poppy Parade in it. It needs that red pulled in. Without the red, this title looks almost out of place because there's not enough red in the layout. So I went ahead and I cut these, and I'll cut them down, but I want them poking out on the sides of the photos. And this is the only cutout in the cutout sheet that had strawberries on it. The back is green, and I have plenty of green left. So I went ahead and I cut this out, and I thought this would look real sweet on the edge too. So my plan, if I can get my act together, I really want to arrange the strawberries over here by the title. And so these are going to be over here. This one will be over here. And then I have the sweet little bunnies to decorate with. In order for me to go any farther though, I have to get my photo mats in place. And what I decided to do is make this like a puzzle. You know, Close to My Heart did a layout something like this that was like kind of like a puzzle, where at the bottom you have like two pieces here, and then you have these are like, you know, 3x4 photos here, And see how it makes like a grid. And then I went ahead and cut an additional 4x4 because I think there's going to be room down here in this corner on the left side for another photo. And I really do think she'll want that space. So let's go ahead and put this on. And Stephanie, if you're watching, I hope you're not cringing going, no, this is not what I want. I hope not. It's going to be too late because it's going together. I think anytime you send me a paper pack, you take the risk of getting something a little unusual. Okay? I'm just saying. All right. I've turned those over. I do not know why. Why did I do that? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm putting on all of these photo mats. I'm going to leave the 4x4 photo mat off because I don't really know whether she will need it or use it. And I'll just send it with her or clip it to the layout. What's cool about this is you can make your photos bump up together, you know, like a collage style, like just photos all in a lump, or you can trim your photos down just a little bit and have white borders around each photo. So your choice, whatever you wish, right? Okay, this is gonna go right over here. And the idea with this is that there's going to be some journal space, and so I'm just going to glue this together. These little hearts are so cute. Oh my gosh. And then when you cut this out, you get these little tiny little hearts that punch out, and I saved them because I used them on another layout. So you're gonna see those pop up again. I could use them on this one too. So my idea here is to put this on and leave a little journal space here, okay? And I will put that on in just a minute. And then we'll have like the strawberries. And I don't know if I'm gonna put the strawberries up high or down low, but we'll see. So this is basically the right-hand page, and then let's work on this portion. Oh, no, it's not totally. Okay, I forgot to show you the daisies that I made. So I cut these out of an off-white, like basic beige kind of cardstock. I wanted them to show up. And then on the back, I used my hole puncher and I punched a whole bunch of mulberry, okay? And all I'm gonna do is make a little flower border on the edge of the photos. It'll help define this space where, you know, I want it to be used for journaling. So I'm just gonna use a line of glue, not a very straight line of glue, apparently. And I'm gonna put that down. Now, I don't mind it overlapping the photo spot a little, but I don't want to overlap it very much because if she needs that, you know, white to show, like if she makes her white border, she'll need that space. So there's that. All right. I just think that's really sweet. I also have these little flower pots that I want to put on here. I just want to make like a little scene. I can't decide if I want to put where I want to put that. So that's why I'm stalling on decorating that right-hand page. Let's get this left one ready. So over here, we're gonna have "You Are So Sweet" as our title. And part of our, we're gonna have a sticker that we can use. That'll kind of be here. And we have this one that is popped up, right? And I just think that that is adorable, right? So it's missing a little something. Now we could use anything there. I wanted to use a little bit of red on this side. So I'm going to trim this big clunk of red off the side. I don't need that gigantor piece of red. Let's see. I'm trying to make it so I don't cut my hearts off. That would be bad. That would be bad. And I'm going to have it kind of even with the other side, which will be like midway. So I'm going to put some glue here. And I'm going to put this like approximately, see, it's like about 1 inch from there and 1 inch from there. It's pretty close. And it butts up. And that way, both sides will have some red, like a frame. It'll be like a frame. And then over here, I got out my mulberry ink, which matches the paper, and it matches the paper. But when you do it on top of the paper using the same color of ink, then you end up with like almost like a tone on tone. This Elements of Text, these stamps are ones that I told you I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a lot. And so I just couldn't do a layout set without at least using this once, maybe twice. I don't know. But basically I just want a hint showing in this corner. I'm going to push. And if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. Usually when I do this on a scrapbook page that's already kind of put together, I put a cushion underneath of it so that, you know you've got it. But this is tone on tone. It barely shows. Do you see it? It's just for a little bit of texture. It's not for like, I don't want it to be like, I don't know, glaring in your face. And then I'm just going to put some ink splooshes from that set around. And, a lot of this will be covered up because it's, it's going to have the strawberries on the top of it. So if it's covered up too much, I may have to add a little more. But for now, that's a nice kind of background way to start. Okay, let's get this title put on. I'm gonna this sticker is a sticker. I'm just gonna peel it off and put it flat, and I kind of want it off to the side. This, You Are So Sweet, I think I'm gonna put there. Trying to decide how I want this title. I may put it up high and then put this down here. I think I like it up top, at the top. Now this has a lot of, this is acid-free Scotch brand foam, but I have learned over time that this brand of foam, actually all foam that I've used, I haven't had as much trouble with the newer foam, but this Scotch brand especially, it dries out over time, and you don't want your stuff falling off of your page, like after you spent all that time working on it. So I think I'm going to put it on just like that. And so I add liquid glue to this because I'm not taking any chances, okay? I want everything to kind of overlap a little bit. You want everything to be like connected together. I'm trying to make sure it's straight with the top. That's very hard at the angle that I'm at. But I feel like my arms are out in front of me. It makes it a little harder to work. But anyway. So the glue, that's a permanent adhesive. I'm not going to have to worry about that. And I really love that strawberry kind of poking out there. Now, Stephanie bought the dots, and I think she's going to want to put the embellishment dots on here, but I left that for her. Okay. All right, let's see if so here's my thought on this. I love the idea of the little bunny being inside of a pot. So we have like a bunch of flower pots, and then a flower pot where I think he's going to be really cute inside. And then we can have some strawberries. Do we want him in front of the strawberries? I think like that. So it'll kind of look like he's in the pot, if that makes sense. So I'm going to trim off his legs. I'm going to do a little amputation because I don't want them showing on the pot. Off on the edge there. Okay. Gosh, he's cute. And then I really like the idea of the strawberries being in here. Now, I kind of want them draping over, so I am going to make a slit in my stamp set. I don't know how well you can see that, but what I want to do is I want to put some behind him and some going over like this. So what it does is it makes it look more dimensional. You see that? Isn't it cute? He's so cute. And then this pot, I was just going to put as a stack next to it. And I think I'm just going to lay the strawberries next to it and then have the bunny be dimensional. Oh my gosh. I'm having like cuteness overload. So these are going to have to be popped up a little bit. So let me just put a little. Now these adhesives, I don't always glue. These stick like nobody's business. These little dots right here. I don't have to worry about them. And over time, I have some of these that are so old and nothing has ever popped loose. So I'm pretty happy with how that looks. But, you know. Okay, now I'm going to put this flower pot down here, but it's going to overlap the picture a little bit. So I don't want to put glue at the top. So I'm going to put it here. And that way she'll be able to, you know, when she wants to put her photo in place, she'll be able to slide it right there behind and it'll be no biggie, right? And then here is this one. And just for extra security, I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put that here. And I want this little, I could put these in the flower pot, but then you lose some of the cuteness of the strawberries there. And I really love this little bunny. I colored these with markers and they were the simplest coloring. I just used brown gray. And I'm just gonna set him in front like aren't they adorable? Oh my God, they're adorable. And then I have this and I thought about putting it in one of the pots coming out, but I really think, I'm not even sure I need it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold that off for another project. Okay, so there you go. I'm gonna hold that up. I made my own little cluster, my own little scene. This 4x4 photo can go right here, and that finishes off this left page. I think this looks pretty damn cute. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty happy with how this looks. Now, tempting to go ahead and add a few more little splooshes here and there. Should I do it? Should I do it? I probably should. I don't know whether she's going to use that 4x4 photo or not. She might even just use that as another journaling space. But if she doesn't put anything here, well, she's going to have to figure something out. So I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit more something just to fill the space. And that way, if she decides to use it, you know, a different way, at least, you know, there's a little something there. Okay. That's all my stamping. So see, it'll just peek out the sides if she decides to use it. Or she can lower it down here and have the words come out the top. I mean, she can decide what she wants. It's very hard to, it's really hard to decide when to stop. I need to stop. Okay, so here is left page, and let's bring in that right page again. And real quick, attach our strawberries. Now remember this one, I was gonna put midway. I want it midway, about an inch from the top and the bottom. And the reason I'm making it go off the side is to leave this line. I got it a little smidgy crooked. That's annoying. Okay, is that better? Yes. I'm surprised you all weren't going, fix it, fix it. Okay. And then just for balance, when you're looking at both pages, we have a cluster up, a cluster down. I think I'm going to put it here. I thought about putting it up at the top, but I think I'm going to put it here. It could go either place. But just for the balance of that red, it just seems like it needs to go down at the bottom. So I'm pulling all that tape off of my foam on the back. I put this on foam tape thinking I might even put it on the left side, but I went, nope. Got to do this right side. Okay, so I'm putting my extra glue, and I just want to make this here. And again, she can add clusters if she wants. We could even take a few more of those strawberries. I might send these to her and let her do something with them up here at the top. Like, that's a nice little addition, I think, you know, if she's gonna journal. I might just put it on there, then she won't have to think about it. It's nice to not have to worry about anything. When you get pages from me, I really like to add everything if I can, but you know, there's so many options. Okay, so there's layout number 1. And if you really look close, I only used one piece of paper out of the whole pack, one card cut apart, and then all the strawberry stickers. Wow. I think that, yeah, I think it turned out cute. I think that turned out really cute. Okay, ready for number 2? Number 2 is a wild one. All right, so one of the things that I did with this one is I went into the Close to My Heart archives and found a layout that I thought would show off the papers really well. And I really love the Lost Lagoon aspect. I didn't want to play up the greens. I wanted to play up the blues as much as I could. Stephanie's a big fan of blue. And so I took she had 2 pieces of Lost Lagoon in the cardstock pack. And I'm like, that's where I started. Then, okay, there is this gorgeous, I mean, gorgeous print right here in the pack, and I'm gonna show it in a little piece. It is so beautiful. It's not blue, it's more of a teal, and I wanted to use it to its max, and so I gutted it as much as I could. I got 2 sheets of it. That other side is storybook characters, like gardening characters. It's hard to see on here, but I knew I would probably want the other piece possibly for the gardening characters. So I gutted this paper. I cut it down to 11.5 by 11.5, and I gutted it. When I gutted this, I knew I wanted a piece over here that was a certain size. It is really, really hard to gut paper when you're a little short. This needed to be 10.5 by 10.5. And that did not leave me a lot of space to cut this frame. And so I'm gonna start by putting the white cardstock on this frame. Instead of putting the frame itself, I don't know. Can I put it down this way? It's so crazy. This is a crazy way to put this on, but my plan was to just make it as even as I could on all 4 sides, and talk about trying to skimp on paper. Now, normally you don't see me do that a lot because I like to use up all my paper. I like to use up all my paper. I do not want to store a single piece of paper. I want to use it, enjoy it, and move on to the next pack, right? That's my philosophy of life. But okay, so there is my frame, pretty straight. And then this one needs to be centered as well. And this one is a lot harder, so I'm gonna do this one in a minute. Let me show you what I did here. So I took several 2-inch squares. Now, in the Close to My Heart guide, it showed like 4 different patterns. So there were like different layouts, but I wanted to use a lot of that flannel, this flannel. These are all flannel from the flannel set, along with the gardening, and there's that green from the Storybook pack. So I only used the gardening and the green from the Storybook pack, and then I used these 2-inch pieces from the 6x6 flannel paper, and I just cut them in 2x2s, and I arranged them going across the top. Now, the way you make this even is you put one here and one here, approximately 1/8 of an inch or so from each edge, and you do that in all 4 corners, and then you put in this, and then you put in the center, like using a centering ruler or your mat. You put it here, and here is the here is the 6-inch part, and you center that. Now, this is only an 11 by 11 inch cardstock square, so you have to go at 5.5 is your center right here, and I just centered that on the middle square, put it down, and then made these even. And then I turned it, and I did the same thing, 5.5 center square, turned it. The only thing you have to be careful about is making sure if you have a directional pattern that it's going the right direction. That you don't put one upside down, because they will show. In this layout, all of the squares pretty much show because you have one main photo. Okay, now this is going on here, and you can see, at first I just put it on the Lagoon cardstock and I thought it looked beautiful just by that. But when I added this tealy blue print, oh my gosh, it changed the whole layout. I guess I could show you like on the back how the difference. So here's this on the back without that blue, right? It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I even thought about using this orangey color around the edge just to make it pop a little more. But when I added that blue, I was like, wow, that's the one. Okay, so this is gonna take a bit of adhesive. There is a lot of paper to hold on to this cardstock. This is a lot of layers, and you could, you know, gut your Lagoon even if you wanted to. Oh, let's put this right side up. You may notice I have a little bit wider on the sides than the top. That was only because I really needed that center piece on the right hand page. So there. La. Now before I decorate, I am going to go ahead and do this one. So this one is a little weird because I was able to do that weird U cut, but I wasn't able to cut this one. So I had to take it out of the center, which meant it wasn't quite long enough for everything I needed. So let me put this on here. This piece right here, I wanted to be able to put 4x4 photos, and it is 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. Okay, and so I really want to make sure that, you know, everything is kind of centered where I want it. And then this piece is gonna have to be pieced together a little bit. It's not perfect, but there's gonna be something in this corner when I decorate. And so my plan is to do this. See that? And I can, so I'm gonna have a little something over here. It's gonna look great. It's gonna end up looking really good. I'm not worried about it. So, ish, I really hate this, but I'm going to put my glue down. And I know you probably think I'm crazy doing it this way. It's okay, because I'm not worried about my liquid glue showing as much as I'm worried about making sure everything is straight. All right. And then this will go here. Yeah. And this will go here. And yeah, it looks weird with the big gap on the right side, but don't worry, we'll cover that up. And no one will know that this piece, this whole page, was pieced together like this. Again, not using tons of the paper from the pack, but enough that between the paper pack and the flannel, like this is from the flannel pack, this is from the flannel pack. I need to use it, so I was happy to use it. This is that gardening patch thing, which I think, so if she wants to do a gardening theme, what a perfect thing. Put your photos here and use this where it shows. If you don't want to use this as a gardening theme, put your photos on the rest of it and not worry about it. I really liked the addition of this darky kind of orange color with the layout. All right, so there is our 2-page spread. Now, I wanted to do something special with all of the cut-aparts. There are a ton of cut-aparts in this pack, and here is what they look like. They're kind of watercolor. The problem is, like if I wanted to add these little critters that I stamped and cut, I would almost need to stamp them no line or soft line in a soft brown and then watercolor them for them to really go in the group really well. And so I just stuck with the cut-aparts. And then the other thing that I grabbed, okay, Karen brought me this set. This is called Garden Meadow. It is in the clearance. It is a great deal. And it's a really generic garden set. It has a lot of good uses. Again, the winner of all of these paper pack, all of these stamps that seem to be the yeah, you know what I really like about using the close to my heart pattern, Sharon, is that you can use them with any paper and you're gonna get a really good layout. And so I do use them quite often. Okay, check this out. This are the dies for this Garden Meadow set. And this is not in any current catalog. This is in the last chance clearance. But this arch right here, I'm going to move it closer. Do you see how it has a cut line and then it has ridges on the inside and ridges on the outside? It can make this. So I'm going to use the arch out of the middle, but look, it almost makes like a little window also. So you could cut that as a window frame, and that would be a really cool look for like a shaker or anything popping through the window. But the pieces I was really excited about using on this are these. These are like bushes, grass, some grass, and maybe a rock or a hill. I wanted to try using those, and so that's what I did on this set. I decided I'm going for it, and I'm going to use that. The other thing that was with all those little cut-aparts, I needed something to tuck a few things into, and I really like this rustic crate, and I used the dies, these dies, to create a crate. That crate, I did try to stamp some of these, but they're just a little out of scale. So this crate, this is what the crate ends up looking like. It's dimensional. You can see it makes like a pocket. Do you see that? It's so cute, so cute. And so I want to put that in there. And then I want to tuck some things in the crate. All right. So the first thing, I'm going to put that in this bottom corner. So I need to put a little bit of color in the background. And so I'm going to use, like, this is Glacier. It would be probably Pool Party. And what I'm hoping for is almost like a sky look. Okay, just a little blue, not a lot. Put that away. I hear a truck or something outside. Okay, and then I'm gonna have this little crate here, and we're gonna make a scene. I pulled some of these carrots, and let's see, I have carrots, I have this little grass, I have these, see that some of the punch outs are that kind of teal color instead of green color, and I was like, okay, yeah, we need a little a little something in that teal color. This is the only one that I'm making in that color. So I'm gonna use the punch parts that way. So I'm gonna put that up the side. And then I have this that looks a little bit like dirt or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and put my crate on here. Okay, time to fill the crate. Again, this little guy, let's put him inside. He's so cute. And then we have carrots that we can have kind of tucking out a little. And I like that. And then we can put something on the outside also. All right, so yeah, let's put those in. Now with these, I want the carrots to, I want you to be able to see that they're carrots. I could put one down at the bottom. Like that. And I'm not putting glue, intentionally not putting glue on the tops because I like how that looks. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll add some like foam or something behind it just to give it a little more pop, to make sure it stays popped up. And sometimes you can glue up on the top of your crate and it'll make it dimensional, right? Okay, so I really like how this looks. I have another, do I want to put those in there? I kind of do. And I think I'm going to put that up near the front so you can see what they are, but it's not, it looks more full doing that, right? And then here I have another one of these little guys. Poke that up. Okay, so here's my little scene, and I have, okay, I'm going to move this so that you can see it a little better. And I'm going to put it here. Now, the idea with this is that I'm able to put my photo here if I want. If, let's just say you have a photo that's not full, or maybe a partial photo, you could tuck a photo behind here. You wouldn't have to. You could use this as journaling or something. But the idea is to only put adhesive here and here. And this is already a little bit dimensional. So I am going to just put adhesive on the side where it's going to be here and along the bottom. And then if she wants to use that for photos, she sure can. But would not have to. And it's really easy to slide another little tiny piece of adhesive behind here if she ends up not using this for a photo. But you can see, like, if you had a photo, you could totally put it in there if it was just a, you know, a partial, like, you know how we all have those photos that are sort of blah. Some are good, some are bad. Okay. I want to make a little scene in the front, and so that's going to require a little tape, a little something. And so I'm going to put some foam tape along the bottom and dot, dot, dot. I'm going to put this little ground right here. That way it anchors our box onto the ground. I really love this, and Let me just, I'm going to kind of double. This is very, this is very thick. So I'm going to make this bottom part just, these are really thin foam strips that I'm using, and by doubling them you can see I have like a fat one at the bottom, and that'll offset some of that thickness or that dimension of the crate without making it fold or bend or look weird. And then, do I want the little hat laying here? I could put the little hat inside, or I like that. I like the little hat. And I like the idea of a carrot being outside of the box. Now, I don't want to cover up my cool box after I did all that work to make it, but I do really like that. And the last thing I've got is a little butterfly. Again, this is a great spot for dots, those little dots that she bought. Let me hold that up closer so you can see it. Isn't it sweet? It is so stinking sweet. So don't be freaked out like I was at first by the sheer number of those cutout parts. My gosh, there were so many. There were so many. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all these weird? There were some storybook characters. I have them in a box, and I'm going to show those to you. Where did I put them? Hold on a minute. I have them in a box. I think they're on my table. I will show them to you Friday. I'm going to show you Friday. I'm going to show you everything I have left over, which is not a lot. Okay. All right. So on this page, remember how I said I wanted to use that grass and bushes? This looks like crazy. This looks like a mad woman. But what I did was, you know, I have these strips on my desk, leftover cardstock pieces from cutting things down. And I took my green ink and I smushed it all over my glass mat, spritzed it with a little water, and I just started smashing ink onto these strips. And then I used different colors of green, and then I put them through my die cut machine, okay? So I have different colors. I have lots of weirdness looking here. But the idea, I want to show you what I'm going to do. So the idea is this is going to be a 4x6 photo. And do I have a 4x6? Like, here's a 4x6 photo. You can see that. It's going to tuck behind it. It's going to have a mat around it of about, what is that? Like 1/4 of an inch, or even a little more than that, all the way around. So I have a little room to play here. And so I was thinking, what if I cut out this grass and I layer it in a way. Do I want this in the front or the back? Anyway, probably the back. So I can just cut this down. This needs about a 1/4 inch cut off. And I can just lay it in here, and I am just going to make a scene, okay? Now, this one is a bit on the dimensional side, so I gotta be careful. I'm just gonna put glue here, and it's just, I just want it to be able to cover my photo a little. I want room for the photo to show. I don't want to cover it up all together, but I do love how I'm excited. You guys are probably like, oh my God, what is she doing? I think this and this need to be together, and I may need to use a little strip of foam there. One of the things that Stampin' Up! Has it so amazing are foam strips. And I just used my last foam strip out of my drawer here. Like, I don't know, a few days ago. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my black ones. They're not perfect. They're not as good as the Stampin' Up! Ones, honestly. I may use 2 rows because these are, they're just so thin compared. The Stampin' Up! Ones really are better. I'm not trying to sell ya. I'm just saying, I know from using them that I don't regret buying those at all. These, maybe a little. So let's see. These, I think these ones were from, possibly from scrapbook.com. I can't remember. But not exactly the same. All right, so I just want to offset this a little bit. So, okay, like that. And then I want to cut this down so it looks right. And it's okay if it sticks out just a little bit on this side. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it look decent or not. There, good enough. This one needs a little something. Okay. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put glue on the back. Does this look like too much work? I hope not. I just think it's so cute. I love it. And just imagine if you used these as like the hills of dirt or whatever. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. All right, let me just pull in these cut aparts, clean off my desk just for a second here, because what happens if I don't clean as I go is I end up dumping it on the floor in my hurry to do things. All right, so we have all these little cut aparts. I pulled the ones that look like dirt, and I was like, okay, these need to go on there. We have this little guy who's gardening. He can go on a corner. Nice to cover up these odd looking corners, right? And I really like this little mouse carrying a water bucket. And then we have this wheelbarrow. That's really sweet. That can go on there. We have potted pots. There are little garden seed packets, which are kind of cool, that can tuck in. I have more of that weird grass. Oh, now see, that's perfect. I can use that weird grass over here because I need to cover this weird edge up, don't you think? And this grass will work perfect for that. So I'm going to do that first. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue under that too, just to hold that down. There. Then it's not sticking up quite so far. This right here was from that stamp set that Karen brought over, that garden meadow. I told you a lot of the stuff in here was out of scale, but I wanted to play around with these flowers a little bit. And so I thought, might as well use it, right? So I'm just going to put that in here too. So just adds to the scene, right? I just think it's so cute. All right. And then here we are again, needing some strips. I'm going to put some strips down here at the bottom for this grass. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it too. Like I want it popped up, but I also want it to show as a dimensional thing, but I want it attached well. I don't want this to be a hard thing to slip in and out of the page protector. You know what I mean? It can get a little crazy when you start using too much dimensional stuff. It's like makes it difficult. So all right, so I'm going to put that there. This little guy definitely has to go on foam because he's anchoring my edge down. And that's important. He's got an important job to anchor that side. So I want to use a lot of adhesive on him. So I hope that you guys like these layouts. Now, Friday, the layout is an entirely different theme. I decided, you know, there are storybook characters with this set. The counterparts are very odd looking. I gotta be honest. They're very old school storybook. And they're not exactly my taste, but I thought, well, why not make a storybook theme page? And I decided to do it like a reading page. One of my favorite stories was when Jen was little. My mom used to read to her so much that she would come up with, I think I might put that up there. She would bring books to my mom and she'd go, read it. And her kindergarten teacher called us one day and said she was super impressed that Jen knew how to read already. She didn't understand how that was possible. And we were like, she doesn't know how to read. She's, you know, learning her ABCs just like every other kindergartner out there. And what had happened was she had books memorized from my mom reading to her so much. And she was reading books to the other kids in the class. And she was reading them out of, you know, memory. It was so cute. All right, now see how this looks kind of awkward here? It's like they don't come together. They're kind of weird looking. Now look, this little guy standing in front of it will pull it all together and will make it look more dimensional. And you don't have to worry about this awkwardness, right? But he needs to be on foam so that he can, you know, stand out from the rest. Anyway, so yeah, so the other one I thought, yeah, every grandma reads their grandkids stories and books and things, and I thought that would be a great use of this collection. Also though, I went to a thing on Sunday where the big discussion was what books everybody's reading. And I thought, this collection actually works pretty well for reading. Okay, now I've left room for a title up here or down here. This down here would be a great place for a title. I'm gonna leave that up to her. But I do feel like I need another little cluster, and so I grabbed this little thing here and a little butterfly, and I thought that would be a really cute little cluster up here in the top, and that way, I don't know, it just kind of adds to it, and it allows me to use more of those cute little punch outs. Man, these are, I know I'm saying cute a lot, I know it's a lot, but I can't help it, it's so adorable. Where am I at? 10 after 3. Oh, that's not too bad. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on forever showing two big layouts, You guys are going to be like, enough. Okay. All right. Let's see how we turned out. So here is the second layout, 2-page layout. I think it's adorable. What do you think? I love the squares and how I was able to get in all that sweet flannel paper that I love so much. It is these colors, there's a huge variety of colors in here, but you get enough of each one that you can do different things with it, and it really does coordinate really well with this paper pack. I'm so happy with it. And so I love how this turned out. And I love this little cluster on the bottom. It's really sweet. I thought about stamping a little word in here, but I think I'm going to leave that up to Stephanie to decide what to do with that, because I think you could write something in there that would be really special. And then the other page we did was the strawberry page, You Are So Sweet. And you know, it doesn't have to have anything to do with strawberries, right? This is just totally You Are So Sweet, baby pictures, mom holding baby, grandma holding baby, you know, whatever. This could be you, me and Steve. This could be just pictures of my cats or my dogs or whatever. So there's the strawberries colored with markers, and here's that little cluster at the bottom, and those are all stamped and cut images. And then the title that came with the sticker sheet. Cute, cute, cute. I hope you guys love it. Friday, expect another, and I will show you what I have left, which is, I think I have enough paper left to do one more, which I thought about doing right now, because I have another half hour before Steve gets home from work, and that'll give me time to, I could throw together even one more layout for Friday. So I will see you then. Have a good afternoon.